Now it's
Yes.
Wednesday today, so we call it Inspiration Pop-Up because we just had an intuition to pop up and give you some thoughts about intuition. So we are
Yes.
calling this talk today, Listening to Your Intuition.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to South Africa, my dear Bridget.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. I absolutely love this topic because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on this, and I think we can all resonate with it in our own lives. And you know, you were just saying now, like you feel so blessed, things are just going so well. Well, to be honest with you, they're going well because opportunities presented themselves and you took them. So I'd love to say that it's all just luck and because you prayed, but it's not. It's because opportunities presented, you put yourself out there and you have worked on yourself for a very, very, very long time, and you don't ever stop working on yourself. So if anyone deserves what reaping the rewards, you do. You really, really do.
Yes,
so
thank you. At the moment,
well
I feel I'm collecting the fruits of all the work, personality development and everything. So because I opened my TV presenter school and it's running well. And so I'm really happy and can also thank to you that you always put me on track again. But really the intuition to really feel it and to listen to it is not really obvious to everyone. So how would you tell people, how can they see signs of the intuition and what to follow?
So for me, it's things like, so when I was still in fitness, which is, I know it was about 7-8 years, a long time ago, like there was things where I always did very, very well. And then I started to not do well. And it was almost like I had already lost my interest. I wanted to move on. And then it was definitely, I wasn't doing well. And it was the sign, okay, it's time to move on. But then there was that kind of fear of like, well, what am I going to do now? So it was a bit of a procrastination. And it had to get to a point where things got very quiet for me to go, oh, okay, time to move on now. And the same with, I had a situation where I needed to move where I was living, and I needed to move. And I had things like I went running up a mountain, and I was running uphill, and I tripped on a rock, and I split my lip in half, and I knocked my whole front tooth out, the whole thing. I mean, I actually picked it up, collected it, took it down to the bottom of the mountain, bumped into, which is divine intervention, bumped into somebody that I knew, rushed me off to the hospital. I had a plastic surgeon sort out my lip because it was literally in half, and they actually saved my tooth and slotted my tooth back in because it was the whole thing. But that for me was a sign. The universe was saying to me, you know, change, move on, change direction. So there's little things. It's car accidents. It's your car breaking down. It's flat tires.
Okay, but that means as well, these signs who stop you, it's not that you go further and go more uphill and running over it or something. So you should take it as a sign, say, okay, stop it. And then think if this is still the right way, if there's like other things in your life who are stopping you. But this is, it's still vague for people who are searching their way or their direction. Would you say there is that you listen to something? Is it like an inner voice, or do you have to pay attention to outside signs? You said it now, like accidents in your life, but are there other signs? What you would?
Well, the one podcast I listened to, which I thought was very interesting. So she was saying she opened up this book, and you know, these certain books have got like quotes and sayings. She opened up this book, and basically when you open the book, wherever it ends up is meant to be your message for the day. I don't know if you've seen those books. Okay. So she opened it up into wherever. She didn't like the message. And I think we've all done this. I've done this. And it's like, oh, okay. No. Maybe I'll try one more time. Probably not right. Anyway, she did that 5 times. And it was pretty much the same message. Then she went and had dinner with a friend of hers about a week later. And he bought her a book with the same title. Then she thought, okay, this is ridiculous. This is too obvious. She said, okay, if I'm really meant to be on this different journey, I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to wait and see what happens. Anyway, so she was walking and she saw there was a book on the floor, which she picked up and pretty much said the same message. So if you are open, you've got to be open to it though. If you are hell bent that your life has to be this way, this way, this way, this way, you're not going to be open to it, but your life is not going to be in flow. Things are going to be continuously hard work. But if you're open to it, that is when you start seeing things and you go, hang on a minute. Yeah, actually, let me be open to it. And then opportunities present themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, because I also did an exercise. Everybody can do it if you want. Last year at end of December, I just wrote down what I wanted to achieve and what I could control. And the best experiences I had in this year were all the things I would never have expected. Yeah. So like, I was, as in 2019, I was planning to found a school, but it was with another headmaster. So it was not my school, but I thought the curricula is great and all that, but this was all planned for months or a year. And all this crashed down. It was really shit, I have to say. Yeah. But then everything that came with this breakdown, even if I didn't feel it was too bad, but it was like, I tried it, I failed, okay, go further, but differently. But then there came this school on the castle. It was just like, they took me like this, I didn't have to apply. And then there came the coaching, then there came the TV presenter school. So many things opened, but I had a blank site at that day. Yeah. But it's funny. So you can do this thing to look back and think, what did you plan and what did happen in your life, what you didn't plan? And it's amazing and brings you forward. And also like the encounters you had and what you said with the book, or with the message that comes again. So you see in everything what you do, what message comes again. Do you meet people who blame you or who, I don't know, who are not very friendly to you, and then think, why is it always this kind of person that comes to me? What should I change? Or can I change something? Or what is the gift in it? Yeah, it's not so easy to see, but still, what is the thing? When you say, when did you follow your intuition?
Well, another example is I moved into a place. From the moment I moved in, there were slight challenges, and I thought, okay, it's teething problems, it's fine. I've pretty much owned for the last 10, 11 years of my life. First time I've rented in a very long time. Maybe this is just how it is renting. And then it was all smooth sailing for about 9 months. And now suddenly I'm 10 months in and the problems are recurring. And the problems are recurring because here we have, we pay for our own electricity. And basically the electricity that I pay for is the pool pump is on my electrical board. So basically I'm paying for the pool pump, which is very expensive. So I'm incurring the cost of the pool pump, which is a lot of electricity. And when I approached and said, hang on a minute, I'm paying for electricity, it's like, yeah, well, it's on the board, so it is what it is. So for me, I look at that and I go, I've got two choices. I'm not going to get it. If you're saying it is what it is, I'm going, fine, I'm out. So I said, look, that's fine. I've agreed to stay till the end of the year and then I'm out. That's what I'm doing. So for me, it's like, that for me was a sign, because that's not in flow. If I'd gone to them and said, hey, guys, my electricity is like 5 times what other people pay for a 1-bedroom cottage. And they've gone, oh, I hear you. I get it. That's ridiculous. Let me meet you halfway. Fine. But when they say no, I'm like, time to move on. So for me, it's those things. It's that, when you are, I don't want to resist. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be in conflict, but I want to deal with something head on. And if we are not in agreement, then I question our compatibility on every level: friendship, relationship, landlordship, all of the ships. I just, no.
All of the ships. It's an interesting thing to think about it. Yeah, crazy.
It is, because also a beautiful thing is I moved to Hout Bay, right? As I moved here in the December. In the January, I bump into my neighbor who happens to be working for Say Yes. Well, one of the directors of Say Yes, founders, owners, whatever, Say Yes. I know him because I was a mentor previously. He's like, oh, we're looking for somebody to work part-time. Are you keen? I'm like, that's amazing. That all happened because he's my neighbor. Yeah. I mean, don't tell me that was just luck. It was just meant to be. So go with your flow, and when things are feeling uncomfortable, say thank you, because something better is coming along. Yeah. It really is.
This is intuition. Thank you so much, Bridget. It's always so inspiring, our pop-up. I'm looking forward to the next pop-up, and see you next week.
Bye.